YouTube channel. So this live, I speak English most of the time, majority. However, you can ask me questions also Spanish, Português. Então também posso responder a questões em português e em espanhol. Me manda no direct. Quem sabe até francês. Me manda no direct. Je moi aussi parler français. Então, assim, so here we are. So codependence and abandonment, right? Who are you? I'm not sure who you are. Where are you at? Please tell me a little about you. I look at here, both cameras, okay? But you can share with me anything that you feel like. So I would like to speak. So why abandonment and this insecure attachment? Why that? Why you think I want to speak that about you? Maybe it's because I experimented that before in my life. Maybe it's because I face patients and clients that they all the time they experiment that, right? And why you are all the time searching for the security of the attachment to someone else, to the outcome. We are most of the time looking for security, right? And to be attached, looking for the consistent. I want to be consistent. Maybe responsible. Is that what we're looking for? Or you expect that from your caregiver as a child, because there is where it started abandonment. Okay, and the abandonment is the attention, the validation, right? I want to be validated as a child. I want to be validated as a good student. I want to be beautiful. I want to be accepted, loved, right? Why I needed that? Why I want that? Probably is because if it's my mother, if it's my grandmother, my stepmother, my father, my sister, my brother, I only see the possibility as just one possibility is they must love me, right? They must be supportive. I needed to be encouraged to play football, if as a boy, as a girl, right? Because maybe you have this more tomboy, masculine energy. And you want to play something, or maybe you want to be the cheerleader of your high school, your teacher, and to receive this encouragement as, oh, I'm not good in math, but I want some days be good in math, right? So you expected, because it's the only person, it's your word as a child, it was your word, the environment that you have in your family. When you grow, you are a teenager, become a teenager. Before the age of 13, so as a child up to the age 12, at the age of 13, we start experience more things, right? Maybe you start feel attracted for a boy, a girl, at the high school, at your school. You know your friends, maybe already you have a long-term friends since you're a child, since you preschool, for your neighborhood. So you start talking, be curious about sex, be curious about relationships. Why is my father leaving home if you experience that? Why is my father cheating mom? Why is mom so bad? So you start questioning things. She's mad with my father. She is also projecting how mad she is with my father and her frustrations on me. Because probably mom, she didn't feel lovable, right? As a child, or she thought being a mother will fulfill her, but did not. She got lost in the process of to be a mother. And here so early attachments that we create, right, for all our future relationships. Ronei, tudo bem? Ronei, você é do Brasil? Quero ver para quem está chegando nessa live. Ronei, eu sou neuropsicanalista e coach de liderança. Estou falando de dependência, certo? Mas essa live eu estou falando na maior parte em inglês. Mas me faz pergunta, estou falando de dependência, estou falando de abandono, síndrome de abandono, tá certo? So, later, any experience of rejection, or may you think it was rejection, right? Because everything depends of the story I'm creating, all right? I'm incorporating. If I feel lovable, I know it's because no one can abandon me, all right? So when my father, going back to the story of the father, when my father wasn't losing the patience with my mom, or he lost the job, and he felt desesperated, and maybe when later he had an affair and he left the home, I felt abandoned, right? And that is the experience that I am wired as adult, in all the attachments, in the projections that I'm building. So when I meet someone, I'm dating someone, maybe I think that person will cheat on me. That person is looking for someone better than me. Is still looking for someone better than me because I'm not worthy of attention, worthy of love. I found my path. I'm sure I'm talking directly to you. So the emotions and the insecurity attachment lead to any kind of unsafeness and any kind of disempowerment. So that is why I become, besides of my psych therapy, I'm becoming a leadership coach, because any kind of disempowerment is you're losing your power. You are giving your power for someone else to be mistreated, to feel you are worthless. You know, you are giving your power and your talents to someone else, rejecting you, right? So, so why that leads for any kind of anxiety, insecurities, disencouragement, disempowerment, losing the control of everything. And I'm not here to say you need to control everything, but I'm here to inform you that you can manage situations in your life. You are capable of that, right? So in your adulthood, any kind of aspect, different aspects of your life, any kind of relationships, you try to secure the attachment. So you may have a child, right? And every child you have, you say, every child you say, every child you have, you'll say, um, uh, I need, right, to so any kind of disattachment. So any kind of disattachment is okay. So I'm back. This is really important. So any kind of insecurity that you are in. I'm here with this Instagram that is connected with my personal phone. Sorry about that. So who is here in this live? Please write me your name. Gente, quem tá aqui falando em português, por favor. Se hablas espanhol, escreve-me tu pergunta. Dime si entiendes English. Okay? So, any kind of, any different aspect, all the relationships, any kind of um, any kind of, oh my gosh, maybe a thick one, like, yeah. So here I am, open for questions, please. So, okay, I don't want to lose, all right? So I'm back. So here I am. Children that do not have consistently responsive attention, they've always developed. It's hard. I'm laughing here for a comment. That's okay. So responsive, attentive, validation, encouragement. So encouragement and supportive. So anything, okay? Hey, how are you? Please ask me questions. I will beg for my attention to you guys and any kind of validation. If you anytime you experience any kind of lack of validation from your caregivers, that is exactly what I'm talking about. Because I'm talking about abandonment, I'm talking about the insecurity. Okay, Kate, I'm not sure Kate is still here, but I may have attention for you. Give you my attention. So in the adulthood, you cannot, in the so here I'm back. Hey, I'm back. So why we need to stop addressing all my helpless, anything that I'm helpless. Stop addressing that for someone that you met, for your boyfriend, husband. So you want one relationship that works perfectly, and you think, I know exactly, because I have been there. So, and you think, hey, this relationship is perfect for me. Because this relationship works perfect, I know the problem is not me. The problem it was with my mother, that she has a negative mindset. The problem was my father. He could not take care of the bills, the financial family issues. So, uh, so there are simple ways, right? So early attachments create a prototype for any future relationships. Did you ever heard about that? Or did you ever experience that? Later experience of rejection, abandonment can also inhibit secure adult attachment. So you experience is like you are looping in the same experience of rejection, of failure. You understand that? And why is so important the self-love? I mean, we're here working in all these tools that are coming up for me every time I have or some time between clients and patients, but I'm bringing to you everything that come up in the session without mention clients. Hello, how are you? I mean, this live is about abandonment, so let me express women abandonment and insecurity. So, why and is insecurity and codependence. Codependence. I prefer that because there are things that are coming up. Codependent is fine. Okay. Hey, how are you? So, okay. So any sense, so the safe, the empowerment, the personal empowerment will depends on. So Daniela, can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question for the psychotherapist? So if I wasn't encouraged from my mother, from my father, they're not smart or well educated, or they're victims, so I never will be encouraged again. So I always will experience this drama in my life. I always will be not emotional intelligence in all my relationships. They will fail. So here is the first tip for detached, disconnected, and the real are your brain in that behavior and the new projections of your relationships. It's it's normal. It is in the world you experience that someone is envying you, is competing with you. You also competing with another people because it's part of the evolution, right? It's not that you have a program and like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how to do. I know exactly how to behave with this person because I learned everything. But you can be aware. This self-awareness is what makes you smarter and emotionally intelligent. Is the self-awareness, is the unconscious, the collective. Another book, Jung, right? Psychoanalysis, Jung, the archetypes, and so from this is exactly because I'm concerning, because I'm of rebirth, reborn, right? So this is my opportunity. So when I talk about the reborn, is have a different mindset, different. So now I come back from my focus, right? After all the internet thing happened. So that is when this, you no longer, you look that there are different for you from your supportive caregivers, or you are lucky your neighbor, your colleague at school, someone else you know, they're truly, truly, extremely high intelligent, more than you, luckiest than you, because uh, someone has to be lucky to born in the perfect family. Someone have to be lucky for have a perfect relationships. And here I am bringing for the reality. There are no lucky for that. The luck is you are here in this life. You are experiencing internet and interference from phone calls that are coming up from my phone. But the luck is you find the tool, you understand that with empathy, when you empathize, you don't have to understand everything. You don't have to understand your siblings, your boss, your sister, your daughter, your parents' imperfection, but you have to feel the empathy that they lack empathy on you, to see you, to understand you, but you are fearless to feel the empathy, to commit to a relationship. That is what it's about. Because when you feel all this insecurity to the attachment, you build conflicts. And in relationship really quick, because you start avoiding relationships. I don't want to get hurt. I feel so insecure. Or you jump it in the worst scenario of a relationship that happened to me. My marriage, my former husband. It was the worst scenario ever. The stepchildren, the worst, because I was programming to flee, fly away from the responsibilities of to be in a long-term relationship, to build that coherent relationship. And I'm not talking about, oh, should I fight back? Should I fight the conflict? What you have to fight is doing your inner work. So here I have, all right, how come Daniela, how come I build trustworthy relationships? Being honest to you, be honest that any characteristic that you already developed is not bad. It's not a disorder. I'm a different kind of psychotherapist. I do not appoint to you your disorder, codependent, borderline, histrionic. I simplify psychotherapy. Oh, avoidant, antisocial, avoidant, PTSD. Oh no, I cannot trust anyone. I'm fear to commit. I'm fear to have any kind of conflict. That could be the depressive, the person that is extremely sad, extremely negative self-talk, right? The signals. are disorganized attachments. The contents, so they're both anxious and avoidant, right? So that personality disorder, if we can call it like that, it is acute stress disorder, right? So did I answer here the question that I had in YouTube? Uh, please text me questions so I can read from here. This live is for talk about women, abandonment, and codependent. My focus are on females, but I understand that is for everybody, okay? May have significant trauma and attachment disruption in their past that is prompting. Everybody has experienced trauma, any kind of trauma, causing symptoms that you may recognize it or you are trying to avoid, like become distant, become more disappointed with the relationships. It's hard to empathize with others. It's hard to understand that when I'm criticizing someone as a narcissist, is because I'm not taking the responsibility that that person may is behavior as a narcissist towards me or did behavior as a narcissist as a passive aggressive person, because a passive aggressive is just a cover for a narcissist. Everybody can be narcissistic, egocentric, depends of your behavior. I'm here treating you. I'm here help you, supporting you for a wake that I accept I have the responsibility to attract any kind of friendship. I have friends that they are extremely strong, independent females, self-made. They have a perfect, well, amazing relationships, health, lifestyles. However, I have friends that they are hard to move out of their parents' home, or maybe they never did. They're already over the 50s. They never could marry. So I have a different kind of experience. I have clients in both sides. So they both interpret conflict, arguments that partner will leave them, begin to frantically avoid abandonment. And okay, so Danielle, have you ever experienced that? Yes. So I experienced abandonment when my father was having an affair with my mom. It was incredible. My father was incredible vulnerable because he was sick. He had first had kidney problems, so he lost his both kidney. But in the process, my mom, she was taking care of everything, and she was running a successful business. So my father had to retire really quick. He was a veteran, and he was the first to go to the college, to the medical school. He became a doctor. And the experience to feel abandoned was when I saw my father cheating my mom with the housekeeper. I said, I cannot believe it. My father is in that level. That was exactly what I experienced. And I said, my father has us. He has everything that he wished for, family, a daughter. Of course, because I was first thinking, my daughter, I didn't even count my brothers. And that it was how I was running. I recognized the pattern. That was how I was dealing with relationships. Um, Always looking for the worst in scenario, matching with the most difficult males. Um, do not being supported because as a child I didn't feel supported from my father. He didn't see I was having gold medals in language, in math, because he was busy cheating my mother, cheating the family, because when my father wasn't loyal to my mother, I projected on myself. I said, he is not being loyal to me, to the family, right? So you may ever experience it. So the self-protective strategy that never will allow you to get hurt again. That is what I experienced. No, I do not accept being replaced again. I do not accept being replaced again. I do not accept being replaced again. So I had my first relationships were with guys that they had the IQ lower than mine. And Daniela, what's that about? My first boyfriend was a really good looking guy, 6'4" but he was really bad on school. So he was no longer studying at the same school as mine, as a private school. He had to move it for a more easier school. And so in that moment, I was settled for less. That is what I recognized it in my pattern, right? For some reason, I became a psychotherapist. Here, gente, aqui eu tô contando a história, porque que eu me torno uma psicoterapeuta, porque que eu aceitei menos do que eu merecia, tá certo? So the anxious type that is included in the codependent is the caregivers, they are often inconsistent. They are not persisting in a relationship, difficult separating themselves from their partner in health ways. They often interpret conflict or arguments as a signal that their partner will leave them, begin to frantically avoid abandonment. Okay, so that is the experience, right? And I have so much to talk to you still, um, because there are, I know, many different points. And but I'm open for questions. So please, the survival strategy for avoid anxious is I'm not going to date again. And recently I shared with you that I had a client, and she was about to give up therapy again. She wasn't dating for 13 years. Okay, 13 years. When she stopped dating, she was, if you ask, is she beautiful? Yes, in my eyes, she is really beautiful. She was fit, she was young. She just gave up of dating because she was she could not trust her boyfriend. And the projection work on the past of the trauma, when you real are and you recognize that there are a path, a pattern in the family, and you must just face that pattern, okay? Um, face that trauma, your worst fear, to clean your mind. So she recognized that her father was a really good looking man, the kind of man that she was most of the time attracted, but he was unfaithful for his mother during the marriage. She had to face that worst fear. And why she wanted desist of therapy? Because therapy is an inner work. So first you dig inside and you clean up. When your worst fears, because this is the intervention as a psychotherapist I do. So for this reason, it's so important to build the trust with your psychotherapist, your coach, right? I have my coach program. I include psychotherapy because it's so important. Clean that for make your own money, for being a better relationship. Okay. So here I'm open for questions. Let me see. How about I talk about that tomorrow again, so I'll be consistent of supported you, because clients and people, they are asking. I have 107 people in my Brazilian group, so I have a lot of people to support, and I cannot lack attention of one group. And on here, since I live here in South California, where I have my practice, so I have a location in Newport Beach, California. I'm open for Zoom meetings. Please ask questions about my transformation coach program. Okay, let's do things together. Let me support you and watch the lives, because they're saved, and I will be calling you back. Okay, here I am open for questions. Ask for the therapy sessions. I also can support you if you're a mother and your daughter and mother. They're I like to work with. Okay, I have a lot of experience. If you it's hard for you to deal with your husband, I have to see every case, but probably the first in scenario is make you lead your life. Because leadership is when you make decisions. You can be a leader in your home already. You can be a leader in your neighborhood, in your community, at the school of your child. You have to set boundaries. Okay, you can be a leader planning the tasks from your home in any in scenario that you're living. Okay, so it's all part of a mindset. So I'm open for questions, and I'll try to deliver. I'm planning to deliver these lives every day. Every day I'm coming with something to talk to you. Every day, being consistent, right? Because it's also part of all I want to share with you. And I have a program that is a challenge, 30 days challenge for money manifestations. But it's find your way to manifest money, the accord with your archetype, your personality. Okay? So here I am open for questions. Bye. See you then. Bye.